Lady Love brings the heat to them. Lady Love heat. Lady Love heat. Lady Love heat. Oh my God, I am so excited that we are here today. You are watching the Lady Love and Hitman Underground Music Review Show with Prop by Clouds. Prop by Clouds could not make it today, but I'm going to shout you out today, my brother. And also my son, Hitman. Y'all always know I got to pay homage to my baby. He is not in the building. And guess what? I have two special ladies that are here with me, and I cannot wait to introduce you to them. Well, them to you. Y'all know what I mean. Oh my gosh. So we have today Terry, used to be Hughes, Howell. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we have Ebony Williams. Welcome, Queens. Y'all happy?
Yes.
Y'all excited?
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited that you're back. We had to have you back. You're doing so much in the community. And I'm so elated that you have a big event tomorrow. So what I want you all to know, this lady right here owns Bright Lights Production. Did I say that correctly?
Correctly.
Bright Lights Production. And she is in the business to making every young adult known that has a story to tell. That's huge. And then it not only brings awareness to situations that arise in the family, but it shows the mature and seasoned men and women that it shows them that it's okay for their stories to be told. And she enlightens the people to help them not be afraid to express themselves where they are. That's a huge, huge space and a huge place to be. That is an assignment that only the creator of all creations could give one, and that person must say yes to even be able to go that deep with someone's life and express, for them to be able to express themselves. I am going to let the floor be open to Terry Howell so that she can express to you a little bit more than what I can give. Terry, take it away.
So the platform, Bright Lights Production, is a film industry. It's an agency where we train actors, and it is a talent agency where they have placement for different film projects. In particular, the one that we're getting ready to start is entitled They Live in Our Shoes, which is a series that is getting ready to be created as a mental health platform. And it highlights how our culture, we hide things under the carpet. We keep things in the house. We keep things in the closet. Mom and dad, grandmother, grandpa don't want us to talk about it. But what do we do with it when it's shoved down in us? There's no help. There's no resources for it. There are effects that come from it. And those effects show up in our behaviors that are toxic and that destroys our generations behind us. And so this story is going to begin to be a film series, hopefully soon to turn it into a TV series that we will be pitching in Sundance Film Festival. So we're starting off with 5 women's stories first, and then we're going to leap into 5 men's stories. And these stories are going to be characters in the series. And so we're excited about it because not only it's giving the recipients the permission to celebrate what they've come through, but they are being a gate opener to the other people that are going to watch it and give them permission to open themselves up and free themselves. And so along with the project, we have 5 black female therapists that people are saying, we have no black therapists in Michigan. We have a community of 5. We're starting off with female black therapists, and then when we do the men, we have men therapists. So we're breaking the stigma of therapy because we do need it along with prayer. And we're not crazy if we go.
No, we're not. What I'm like, what's standing out for me is that 555. I saw it today before I came. I was like, hold on a minute. It's showing back up. I am so elated. You've got to be excited. You've got to be strong-willed to even step into this environment.
Well, this is God's calling for me. It is not it's not an easy calling. I would not give anybody my shoes. This journey started for me at 12 when I was walking in my mother's shoes. And unfortunately, she passed last June, and my assignment was to do this. And I did not know we were already in process of doing it before she had an accidental death. And God said, keep going. So I'm going to keep going in the midst of my grief. While I'm bleeding, I have to be the demonstration. And that is God's plan. We are trying to wait until we're bandaged up before we get in God's presence and get healed. No, you go in his presence while you're bleeding. You let people see the realness that you're bleeding so that they can see the demonstration of God's hand healing.
Honey, say it again. Can you just do the whole line? Just redo.
Do not wait.
Do not wait.
To be healed.
To be healed.
If you could be healed, you would have been healed by now. If you could be healed, there would not be Christ. So come as you are. Bleeding, broken, crippled, lame in your thoughts. Come with that, because that is the meat that we need to show others our scars so that he then can come in. That space is open for him to come in and provide the healing. So this is, the film to me is what I call the peel. The information is the peel. The film is the hot dog. Yeah, we're going to give you the hot dog. But we're going to put the peel in there. So you come in and see some entertainment.
Yeah.
And then once you eat it, ta-da, you got medicine.
You are medicated.
You are medicated.
I love how you're the whole thing that I see is expression. When you don't mind being yourself, coming as you are able to give as you are, express as you are. You're not afraid to show folk where you are. I mean, I even see it in my business. I work in a hospital. Even as a leader, I have to be able to show people that I can mess up and that I do mess up. And I don't mind expressing that I mess up or asking for help when I do mess up and being honest in it. Yeah, you feel like you bleeding. You feel hurt because you feel like you're the only one. But are you willing to have that courage,
right,
to step and come forward to express yourself where you are? It's a real space because you not only heal quickly when you move. You don't heal quickly if you don't move. Right. You don't get it. And just the honor to be able to be in that position, Terry. It's some wonderful shoes, but it's fragile shoes to be in.
It wasn't
but
easy.
Protected.
It wasn't easy. 38 years I grieved. The woman with the issue of blood. And I was waiting to find out why is all this pain. It's all coming down to this. So it wasn't easy. I did have mentors along the way. I had many mothers in my life to keep me grounded and prayed up and didn't understand what was going on and felt like I was the orphan, or oh, she got to be helped. Oh,
It's like
she's
a black sheep.
this is help. Oh, we got to help her. We feel so sorry for her. I was a billboard of embarrassment and shame all my life because of my mother's decisions. My mother's choices when she moved to Israel was an Oprah Winfrey story. So I was always feeling awkward around people knowing my story. I wasn't even the story. It wasn't even about me, but because my was named my association,
Mm-hmm.
I had it.
You're guilty by association.
You know, oh, your mother moved to Israel. You don't have your mom. Oh, back then the dads wasn't in the homes, not the moms. You know, so that was a excruciating pain. But where there's no pain, there's no power produced. Oil comes from pain.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
It didn't feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. During the time, yeah.
You know, but being around elders brought wisdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why I try to tell the young folks, listen.
That's right.
Listen, there's meat that they're telling you that you're going to need that's going to help you to guide you in your pathway. You don't have to make certain mistakes if you listen. And there's wisdom to teach you how to regulate the way you think versus what you feel.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's real. That's real. Because you need that. And then with experience, the knowledge is deposited, then the wisdom is gained.
yeah.
You know, but you won't have it until you have the experience. But that's beautiful because the elders are the tokens, are those gems that are there to help guide you to get the knowledge so you can have wisdom to pass to somebody else because they had it. They went through it.
Yeah.
And we need those people. We need that. So the excitement level that you should feel right now.
My excitement level
Probably
is
is
for
like-
the people minds to be open in a space where there's no platform, there's no microphone when it comes to emotional and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And because you can't see it, you think you can't physically fix it. You can't physically set time aside to work on it because you don't know where to start. But we're going to show. We're going to show what the signs look like. We're going to show what the thoughts and the behaviors look like through these stories.
See? It's major. That's a major move. And then moving into the Miss Beautiful Ebony Williams, you have practiced in preventative medicine. So that's why I wanted to make sure that you, oh, hallelujah. Oh, y'all gonna be running in this room. So you have the experience in preventative medicine. And you also have a master's in science medicine. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with preventative medicine and how you've helped others in that capacity?
So it looks different than what people may expect it to look like. So I feel like I've been in school forever, y'all.
I'm sure.
I feel like I've been in school
Like your
forever.
whole life.
I'm my whole life just been in school. We're just in school learning constantly. So yeah, so like right now, like it's my final semester at Wayne State's Medical School, and the degree is basic medical science. And so for me, my exposure to preventative medicine was understanding that, you know, pushing pills isn't necessarily the way, right? And so understanding all these factors that really influence people's health, like similar to what you were saying, Terry, in regards to people's stories and the stress and what they experience. You know, we have social determinants of health. Like, it's just not about you think about the toxins we're exposed to. You're thinking about just your family dynamics and how that influences your health. You think about the food you consume. You think about your access to clean water. Even just the pollution it's so much that impacts our health. And so my version is pretty much focusing on the medical field as well as the food we put in our bodies and fitness. And so I have a food forest on the east side of Detroit. And I also have another growing space that's it's for cooperative growing for people who don't have not exposure, but access to land. And so in these spaces, it's pretty much to bring back, I'm gonna call it food medicine, in that sense, because, and it definitely starts, off starts off, with our diets. And so my initial exposure was back in undergrad. I worked with this LC3 company called Fresh Corner Cafe. And so that's when I found out about food apartheid here in the city. I also used to go into the grocery store buying stuff. My mom cooked. Like, once my father got diabetes, she just changed, our diets. I'm like, okay, this is what you do. But it was once, I did observations. So I was placed in, like, liquor stores, corner stores, gas stations. And that's when I thought, oh, shoot. People don't have access to food, like healthy food. People are grocery shopping out of a gas station in the city? What? So you buying your Lucy and your bananas and your bread and your milk, bag of chips and White Castle frozen burgers, like
That's your meal.
That's your meal. You know what I'm saying? And just thinking about just like what's that's doing. Like, okay, the parents. This is what's normal for the parents. That's supposed to be normal for the child. So it's like, wow. So, with working with this company, we just wanted to offer that option of healthy eating. Because, people care about convenience and quality. Right. You're like, oh, people go to McDonald's because it's quick. Wait in line, woo-woo. Even DoorDash. All right, I don't have to go out. I don't have to cook,
I want something quick.
I want something quick. It's at my door, So even just tapping into that and just creating this new narrative and allowing people to understand that you can also eat healthy. And it can also be convenient, and understanding just the implications it has with your body. It's wild. Like I also teach, and some of the students I taught in the past, like they said, like, I don't eat vegetables. Only time I eat vegetables is when my grandmother cooks greens on the holidays, but I don't eat none of that. Yeah, and just and understanding like the medical side of it, in my course, and I'm just like, wow, like. People really don't understand, and it's taught, right?
Yeah,
it's a lifestyle. It's a learned behavior. Like, you think about people, this predisposition to certain diseases. Like, even the other day, I was with a group of young ladies, pregnant mothers. Some were pregnant, some aren't pregnant, already had children. But even in that space, speaking with them, and trying to explain to them just like the choices you make today, not only affects your child, but also it can also affect your children's children and so forth. Yeah. And so my experience definitely has just been through, just educating people on the importance of making healthy choices and being intentional with their choices, as well as understanding that there are options, healthy options. Also sedentary behavior, allowing people to understand that, like, us constantly just sitting here, right? People were virtual forever, right? Working from home. We're sitting there not understanding that we're shaving off years of our lives because of our sedentary behavior. And just simply not connecting. Simply standing up every 5 minutes to stretch is good.
Unhealthy pathologies.
Come on. It's
See? And where did it derive from? Where did it start? It started from who taught us.
Yes.
And what they did and who taught them.
Yes.
And what they did and who taught them.
Exactly.
So it's the awareness that we have to, really seek to gain understanding, but where are the mentors, like the elders? Where are the people that are doing, that are in, preventative medicine and actually taking action and moving into a production to show people, hey, you don't have to stay here, and it's okay to come out of it.
It's interesting that you have us both here, because part of the film production is that we're going to be monthly having health workshops. The therapists are going to be offering services and educating not only on mental health, but physical health. I have a functional health doctor. She's going to be one of the people that are going to be doing the health physical part of the workshops when it comes to specifically what we're going to target first is the education of female bodies when we're going through the change with hormonal imbalance and breast cancer, fibroid tumors, and the different things that we need to understand how to eat right properly When you're having these type of dysfunctions and what supplements
Yeah.
need to be in your body, what good and bad bacterias you need the education on understanding what that is.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have it, there is an unhealthy breakdown that goes in your gut lining.
Mm-hmm.
So and this is just phenomenal that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we're going to be connected.
It's
Because
amazing.
this is a huge platform, and this is why I tell people we're not just doing film, baby.
Yeah.
We're trained. We're being future focused,
Yes,
transforming,
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
having healthy options
Yes,
that now need to come available.
yes, it does. Yes, it
It's
does.
all connected.
And you know what? You know how many women? I don't even think I'm gonna do a review today. We just gonna talk about it. We ain't doing this the review. Do you know how many women have experienced a hysterectomy and went through that? Oh, what a process!
Come on now.
That's why I'm going through the
What-
functional health right now.
What a process. What if you? What about the women that did not have the opportunity to give birth?
Right.
What about the women that had to have their womb removed or did have their womb removed and didn't have to have their womb removed?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because maybe later on in life there was another Jacob or another, Adam or whomever to come to help build a new process. But it was taken from us because of choices that we made. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know personally because of choices that I made, what I put in my body. And it felt like it had to be taken out. My wound had to be taken out due to the choices that I made. But what choices did I make? What habits did I adapt? I did adapt some habits of alcoholism. That's a lot of sugar.
Sugar. That's
a
the key
lot
word.
of alcohol sugar.
Sugar is growing the fibroids.
Sugar is,
cells.
yes. And because of it, it just massively just took over. Well, was trying to take over. But to God be the glory, but how many women go through that? And I'm so glad that you ladies, you queens are here. So you all can help the people, in your studies and also in your experience and where you are right now to produce a film to teach women what they need to do, where they are currently. Because now, moving into resolution, it needs to be stated. All right, what do you feel like? How are you feeling? Have an assessment. You have this, da, 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 da. Yeah. No, 2 no's but 50 yeses, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are your eating habits? And that's gonna tell the story.
Definitely.
But then remembering the mental health, those foods will cause you to have mental illness, will cause you to be in those hormonal imbalances to make those certain decisions. So now we're at this platform where we can help us to be better men and women. And you have the show to show folks, look, this is what's happening. And then you have the preventative medicine, like, this is what you need to eat. What an awesome collective. Tell me more. Because I keep talking. Y'all stop me. Stop me. Stop me, Ebony and Terry.
It's just time.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
It's just
I
time.
think you said something beautiful, Terry, earlier. And y'all, what's crazy is this thing of grief that's been, I don't know, I feel like it keeps coming up in different conversations. And how when you're at the bottom, your lowest of lows, like in those dark places where you're truly grieving, what beauty can really come from that. Just being at that place, like, and like you said, in that place you can make that choice, like, I gotta do this. And from there, like that, just standing on that, being unwavering in that, and fully walking in purpose, like you said, like this, it ain't no easy burden. It's truly not. But definitely having that courage and that faith and understanding, like, I gotta do this. This has to happen. Being in this place, and even when I think about seeds, right? And so seeds have to, well, like, not all seeds, but most seeds have to be in this place of darkness, in order for certain processes to occur, for it to break through.
for it to grow.
Yeah, for it to
Growth
it-
happens
it-
in the darkness.
It has to happen.
And we
that
try to
way.
run from the dark. I've learned. I say, you know what I say, and I know I don't say, don't be talking about me, y'all. But what I pay homage to everything, because in order for me to have learned this, I had to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for that. Thank you for that process, because you still there doing your thing. That dark gonna be dark. Ain't dark do its
Yeah,
job. don't
you
it?
have to pass the test in order to move to the next level.
Absolutely.
And so many people cycle the same thing because they're not learning what is to come out of it. It's interesting that she said grief, because grief is going to be one of the workshops that we're going to be doing. And when I say grief, it's going to be called good grief, because grief is not
Love it.
just physical
Love it.
death. Grief is all forms. I grieved a relationship that I did not have with my mother. I imagined we didn't have the connection. She was my mother, but we didn't have the mother-daughter connection. So I grieved that longer than I grieved her physical death. And so
For
understanding
like almost a lifetime, you agree.
at 38 years, I haven't started on her physical death yet, because I'm going through the grief of what that was first. The physical death hasn't come because I didn't even see her physical body die. I didn't identify her body. And so that's too long to tell here on this show. That will have to be in a movie. So the good grief class is basically going to explain to people good grief is identifying that there is a problem, and going through the process will provide you to move through it in a good way that will be healthier when you come out on the other side. Grief is not always a bad thing. When Christ died, when he got up, his death was so that we could live. So it's not a bad thing. There's life. You don't see the physical body, but it doesn't end there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So our understanding about different things that we have to go through, you have to go through it.
You have to go through it, and we have to appreciate it in order to remain open to see why we went through it, so you can grieve and get
It's
through.
growing pains
It is.
to grow.
It is, and that growth and development is a real space and process. When did you begin the production?
The production, this particular production,
This particular production.
they
walk in.
I would say last summer,
Last summer.
because I started the stories. I was a journalist, and I'm not a journalist. I started interviewing recipients, and from their stories, I had to sit with it and develop a storyline of what I'm trying to say in the film. Because none of the recipients know each other. They're not sisters. They're not cousins or anything. So I'm creating a fiction storyline, but the part of the story that they're volunteering is their character. So some of the actors we're finding that are playing, that's going to play their younger self, or that's going to play them at that time period. So it's been a long process, because we're actually making it be as real and authentic as we can. Just as if they would do original life stories. You find an actor that looks like that person. But what's going to be more interesting is the actors are going to get mentorship from the person that they are playing. So they're going to have maybe once a month or maybe once a week, depending on the recipients, they'll have some intricate Zoom time to ask, what was you feeling at this time? To try to embody that. And not only the character, they will be getting life lessons. So it's a pouring effect happening.
Yeah, it's a reciprocation. What an awesome collab. I'm excited because I'm a part of this.
And you have two. I have your person. She looks exactly like you. And I'm so excited. So after the event is over,
Hey, that no one knows about an event. I didn't ask you about an event. I
well,
have to
the
ask
event is not open to the public. The event is
I know.
actually like bringing everybody that is a part of the film project together.
I know it's not part of it.
It's
She just
introducing-
took the whole thing out of my mouth. Go ahead, Terry. Just go.
The event tomorrow is
Your event
introducing.
tomorrow.
I'm having two twin babies here. The baby of the production company is being birthed, and the project, the first project of the series, is being birthed. So everybody is coming together to learn the birthing of these two baby twins.
Twins are
So that's what's happening. There, usually when you're developing a series or a movie, you don't see nobody sees anybody until the movie premiere. I don't want that. I want them to meet at the beginning, and I want them to meet throughout workshops
just
leading up to
build
the
relationship.
movie. I want them to meet at the
But
end.
look at what type of process you have.
Yeah,
I believe that you should, because the person is embodying the real life story of the people, the characters, and for you to even put them together so that they can have that relationship, so that they can heal and love and be able to be set free. Everybody about to be set free. It's like
Everybody. Everybody. At the
fireworks.
movie, at the end of the year, we're gonna do a big movie premiere of all three films. And one of the days will be the movie premiere. The second day will be a director's talk panel where we'll have open talk conversation about the film, the subject matter. The recipients will tell more about their story, the lessons they learned. The actors will tell why did they choose that character, how it relates to their personal experiences. And then second half, we're going to bring up all of the therapists. And we're going to talk about the subject and the importance of it. And then we're going to open it up to the audience. So the audience will be able to ask questions, whether they want to do it, stand up and be known that they're asking it, or whether they fill out a form and the forms get sent up.
Okay,
And it gets asked out and talked out, answered out loud. So it's gonna be awesome.
I'm so elated about that. Thank you so much, Terry, for enlightening us on what you're doing and the value that you're bringing to society, not just where we are in this region, but global and internationally. To God be the glory. Signed, sealed, delivered, and protected for the rest of your days.
Amen. I
Amen.
receive it.
Come on now.
Ebony.
Yes.
Ubuntu philosophy. Please
Yes.
tell me more.
Okay, so what's crazy? So I do work with Freedom Growers, and that is an urban agriculture nonprofit on the east side of Detroit.
Freedom.
Yeah, so it's like feed them, like eating, freedom, and grower. Yeah, yes, freedom. Yeah.
Freedom grower.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So so we have a youth enrichment program, that we usually put on every year, and so through that we began exploring this Ubuntu philosophy, because a lot of times, in our society, we at each other's necks, right? It's about me, my, bump what you doing. It's all about what I'm doing. We don't recognize the interdependency that exists and how we need each other at the end of the day. We just do. And so even in that, not even fully seeing each other and the gifts that we have to offer other people, as well as how we can share in that space. And so with the Ubuntu philosophy, it's like I am we. I am because of you. A lot of times we don't recognize what it takes. Like for example, I can even say like, who was involved in me getting here, sitting with you all? Who? I'm just really thinking about that question. Thinking about the people who may be behind the scenes, and I say behind the scenes because I drove here. Who produced my car? Where did the plastic come? Where did the metal come from? Who are the miners?
Nice.
You know, like even down to like what I ate today. You know, who was involved in me consuming the food I ate? Okay, it wasn't just going to the grocery store and purchasing these eggs.
Yeah.
Who had the chickens?
Right. Where did they go?
Where did like come on like who got the eggs? Who the distribution? Like all these people.
Who's the farmer?
Yeah, exactly. Like
Is
it's
there a
this.
mother?
Come on now, it's this huge network of people that we don't think about, that we need to be giving thanks to, and understanding that it's when I hear people say like, I don't need nobody, baby, you need a lot of folks.
You need a lot.
You need a lot of folk outside of your mama and your
You do.
daddy. You know, like you need a lot of people, and those people become invisible. Those connections become invisible because people don't recognize that interdependency. So with this I and we, like how can I be okay with me eating and my neighbor be starving? How can I have true happiness if that's the case?
Right.
Well, I really have to.
You're not really happy.
You're not really happy because it's like I'm good, but my community is suffering, and that's where we're at right now. I may not be in the fire, but if I feel the people in the fire, how should I feel good? Am I really satisfied with that situation? Am I really whole in that situation? Because I'm still affected by it, maybe not as much as you, but I am. So it's this story that we tell the kids to help them understand. And so with the story, it starts off with like this anthropologist that comes to this village. And so, he has chocolate, and he's speaking to the children.
Calm down.
Hey,
It's a film.
Calm down,
so
Terry.
I'm getting in. I'm getting in. I'm getting in.
So he's, talking to the children and interacting, woo. And so he places this basket of chocolate at the tree, right? And he says, whoever is the first to get to the chocolate can have the entire basket. So, he counts down. And when he counts down, he's expecting the children to take off, right? Grab the chocolate and have a winner. But the children hold hands and they walk to the chocolate together. And they split it. He's thrown off. What y'all doing? Y'all sharing. No, it's supposed to be one winner. That's what we're taught. It's supposed to be one winner. That's not the case. It's not. We all win. We all should be supporting each other in
Come on, let's do
ways.
a kid cartoon.
Come on,
Come on, let's get up and
she
hold
don't know.
hands and sing.
You don't know,
Okay,
baby. It's
bye.
down the pipeline.
Y'all, it's so wild. Like
I'm
we're
serious.
taught that. Like I went
We are.
I went to U of M.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on 2 seconds.
Mhm.
You are watching the Lady Loving Humanity Underground Music Review Show on WJZZ Cool TV. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe. You are more than welcome to call in 313-355-6018. The lines are open. If you have questions for Mrs. Ebony Williams or Mrs. Terry Howell, we are so elated to have you today. Please don't forget to love your family, and happy Women's History Month, ladies. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so I guess I went to University of Michigan, and being there, like, just the atmosphere is about you get your good grades, don't share answers with certain folk. Like I know a lot of people where like hands closed. If your hands closed, you can't receive nothing. You're trying to keep away that information. And then so coming to Detroit after I graduated, I'm being around people that they're all about pulling people up. Yes. I also used to the Becca mentality. You yanking folk down so you could be at the top. And so being in this newer space around people that's for each other, for building with each other, for collaborating, for just pushing, just the growth of our people and the advancement of our people, and the human connections, and how important that is and how important even our connection to nature is, and understand that we are dependent on nature.
Yes, we are.
Like it's, so I know I said a lot, but
no, it's your time.
It's so
expression.
real.
This is what Terry's been talking about all day, just for her whole life.
It's real.
Now you're talking about it. I'm talking about it. I have a
Yes.
platform. I'm so grateful to have met you. You are more than welcome to come.
Thank you.
And express whatever you are doing.
Yes.
You are more than welcome to come.
Well, I can share what I'm doing. So
Please share.
My business, Ancient Beauty, and so it's all about building community in a way of us interacting and growing together, but also exposing people to a new way of living, which is, eating healthy, and providing that access. So one of the projects we have is the Food Forest program. And so right now on the east side, we have a prototype of, what a food forest is, because some people aren't familiar with what it is. Like, what the heck is a food forest, right? Like, what's that? Because it's different than a garden. Some people look at it and maybe like, I don't, what's that? What's going on? With that, because you have trees, you have shrubs, you have vines, you have, certain root vegetables and root plants. And so it's like this whole ecosystem that you're creating. Polycultural going on where you're not necessarily just, I'm only growing corn, I'm only growing beans. It's like, no, you're growing a lot of things.
And you total garden.
And you have companion planting where, like, this basil grows well with this plant, it may deter certain pests, certain diseases. And so everything is just working together the way God intended it
like
to
an
work.
Ecosystem.
It's an ecosystem. It's just everything working together. And, so it's different in the garden, and it ends up, like, yielding more food. And it ends up being
because
less
you're growing you have the right pears.
Exactly.
Come on, like
Come on.
Noah's Ark.
Come on, and that's and it
Come
and
on,
it, and it
Noah's
does
Ark
it.
in the
It does
garden.
it, y'all. When I say
So the pests can go away. No, baby, I need my cabbage.
come on now, and it's
Yeah.
beautiful to see, y'all. Like, when I say, like, my first year of actually starting the food forest, like, I was used to gardening, and I was just like, all right. Okay, Lord, nature gonna do its thing. Lord, you said let it grow, it's gonna grow, and that's exactly what it did. Like, some things, like, I didn't like. What's crazy was I worked with Brother Nature, and Brother Nature, tilled the land. And so when I was, like, picking on some of the rocks, I was like, why do I smell mint? But at this time, like, everything is dirt. Like, you don't see nothing. Everything looks dry. It's rocks
But
everywhere. But I smell mint. Y'all, it was maybe like 3 weeks later.
Mint was growing.
Mint was growing. I was like, what's that? I ain't planting nothing. So certain things, y'all, that's growing, I did not plant.
Hold on.
Mhm.
Oh, back up. Okay.
Yes.
So you worked with Brother
Nature.
Nature.
Yes.
Now, Brother Nature is
Brother Nature is a salad farm off of Rosa Parks between 75 and MLK, Martin Luther King.
okay.
Yes.
And Brother Nature did what to your land?
Oh, so tilled it.
He did. Brother Nature tilled the land.
So we did bartering where I did work at Brother Nature, and Brother Nature Greg tilled it for me.
So kudos, shout out to Greg.
Yeah,
at Brother
shout out to
Nature.
Greg.
Come on, Greg. We gonna help everybody build their area.
And his wife Olivia.
And Olivia.
Yes, Olivia is a horticulturalist.
How big is the farm?
Brother Nature?
No.
Or mine?
Yours.
So right now, the food forest is on 2 parcels of land. But next to it is, right now we're in the process of having a cooperative growing space for people who don't have access to land, which is crazy, y'all, because during St. Patty's Day, I met a woman, and we were just talking, and she was like, because so I teach, and so the director where I teach at, like, they're neighbors. And so she was like, Jackie was telling me about what you do. Like, this is wonderful. She said, I've always wanted to grow, but because, some of the animals that's in the area, she can't grow what she wants to grow. So I said, oh, that's perfect. Like, sis, yeah, we're having a space for y'all. Like, if people need access to land, you grow here. And so and also this year, we're going to be building an outdoor kitchen. And so with that, we're going to be doing farm-to-table dinners in collaboration.
Mama, where are you? This is my mama's dream.
Oh, she right here.
Oh, my
She's in
God.
you.
This is what she was doing before she... she was holistic, growing everything.
Seeing people need
food and
So
vegetables.
you are bringing awareness to not only sound, mind, and body health, but external.
Yes.
So you're allowing people. Are these entrepreneurs that can go into your space, or are these just residents that can go into your space and create? What help us understand who can come and build on that space?
So I see it as, if you want to grow,
Come on in the
garden. Like, that's, if your heart is fixed in that way, you are welcome. Because the goal of, at least with the food forest program, with that is to transform people's side lots, front yards, and backyards into food forests. So, like, they have their own access to it. And with the cooperative growing spaces, people, like, whether it's a resident, let's say it's maybe a small business who want to grow, just having that space for them to do so.
So what can they grow?
I mean, whatever their heart desires. I mean, as long as like it can actually grow in this, this growing zone, right? I guess I don't see them growing lemons. Having a lemon tree.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Thank you, brother, to the night. Super exciting. Just a few more things for you, Miss Ebony. Your nature dance. I want to talk to me about that and your affirmation practices. Talk about that because she does.
She has a nature dance.
She's a nature dancer.
So that's why, so I like that. So that's so funny. So just dancing in nature. So like I don't know. What's interesting is so the question I've been asking people recently is,
Would you get up and show us something here?
Oh, just a dance?
Just one in one spot right there.
Yeah, that's it. It's just dancing. It's just regular dancing.
Could you just are you comfortable?
Are you African dancing in the nature?
Well, I am dancing to tunes inside of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have them still?
I guess if we were in nature, I kind of jam it out a little bit,
There you go. There's
But a little jam it out.
okay. Well, there
You
we
want to
go.
bring some drums? You want some African dancers in there, got it?
Jam it out.
We will bring them.
No, it's just jamming it out, y'all. It's whatever you feel inside. Cause sometimes when I'm out there by myself and I'm working, I have certain songs and play, and I just do a little groove, But that's just being in nature in general for me. Like,
but I love that you do that because I do that as well.
Thank you. When
I walk,
perfect.
I walk and I nature walk and I have my shoes off.
Mm-hmm.
And our grounding.
To the
I don't know if
ground.
y'all heard about
Yes,
the
baby.
grounding.
Yes.
So I felt it. I said there is tingling all up. I'm
Yeah,
like, is
it
there
is.
bugs on my?
No.
The electricity just started shooting through my body.
Come on now.
But I would dance around my
Come on and do
condo.
some
Come on
grounding.
now.
Grounding.
Come on now.
So
around
I
the
am so grateful that you
the
are
garden.
yes.
No, yes. Like, you feel that surge. Like, y'all, I think it was last year, I just had like this mound of compost and I took my shoes off and I was just standing in it, and like what you said, like this surge of energy, and how you feel connected in that moment. It's
we
real.
got all this rubber on us and cloth on us to keep us disconnected from the earth, but we can reconnect by the information being given. So we're gonna constantly do this. I want to see you all at least once a month, or once every month, or once every other month, whatever you could do. I want to see you all come back. You guys have to come back because we have to finish this. We hit 6 feet. I gotta get up. I'm like, we still gotta keep going. So, back to Terry. Terry, do you know when your film is going to be produced and in the theaters? Do you have a rough estimated date?
I would say fall.
Fall of 2023.
3.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that. They walk in our shoes. Fall 2023. Look for it.
Whoop
Whoop whoop.
whoop.
I'm so elated. Thank you all so much. Ebony, I want to hear you. You got to come back and talk about the problem posing. What is that? Model education. I want to hear more about that.
Okay.
Problem posing is like more of like, this happened on Tuesday of 1921. And you said, or John said, and this posed this problem in the education center. Is that something like that?
It's
and
more.
You talk about it.
So it's more so in our education system, we're used to people telling us the answer, and it's what was beautiful. I did a workshop one year, and I was able to have a perfect example. Like I was. Usually we try to have certain questions, allow people to think about that question and come up with, just answers and really just grapple with it, and then so you guide them to it. I don't tell you, but you work your way to that. And so,
I love
it's
that.
also giving people the freedom to really think
for themselves.
To think for themselves. And a lot of times we're told this, we're
what to
told
do.
that. Like, no, we just allow people to grapple to really think. Just think.
Think again.
But another good thing, you got to be able to have the right food in your body to think.
Come on now.
But because you didn't
Good
put the right
food
food in
again.
your body, now Terry got to tell
Come
you a
on
story.
now.
Good food again, think again, and feel again.
And feel
Mm.
good food again,
Think again.
think again,
Feel
and
again.
feel again.
Mm.
You were watching the Lady Love and Hitman E Underground Music Review Show with producer, writer, creator, director Terry Howell, an amazing philanthropist, food forest grower, creative writer, master's in science in basic science. Did I say that right?
Basic
I
medical
got you.
science.
You got a lot.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got-
no,
yeah, I wanna make
it's
sure
a
I
basic
said
medical
basic
science.
medical science degree, moving into being a doctor,
Yes.
and you will have your doctorate in.
So the goal is, so I'll be applying for medical school this summer.
And you'll be a doctor in.
What's going to be your specialty?
Oh, so
Holistic medicine?
Well, no, I want to be an OBGYN.
Oh, you'll be an OBGYN.
Yeah. So we'll see how it looks years from now.
And soon going
I
back
thought
for
it was told
holistic
that you were on
doctor.
your way to be a doctor. Well, you are.
Well,
You are on your way to be a doctor. Well, honey, I heard it from somewhere. I am affirming this practice.
Listen.
Right.
Listen.
We giving you your specialties and everything.
I'm like, is she a doctor? She said, well, no, not yet. I'm like, why I keep thinking this lady is a doctor? Well,
Listen,
because you're
I'm
supposed to be.
supposed to be. We put this out there. It's up and it's stuck. That's the case.
Lady Love brings the
Process.
heat to them. Thank you all so much for
Thank
joining
you
our
so
show.
much.
You all are
Thank you,
awesome
thank you.
sauce.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming, beautiful queens. Please
Thank
come
you.
again.
Yes.
You all take care and be safe.